We got 2 hours and 22 minutes according to Google Maps to Usal campground. I go back to the 101 and then go south, and then I got a tricky road, so should be, it says I should arrive around noon. We'll see about that. So I'm just about to go up the steepest hill this van has ever climbed. So I figured it's a good time to put some of this diesel fuel additive in the tank. Just give it a little, all the help I can give it. That's stinky stuff. Usal Beach that everyone's been talking about. It looks like an adventure. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to see if I can put it on the outside. See what it looks like. Okay, this part right here is where I was approaching that really sketchy spot, and you can't tell actually how bad it was from this camera angle. I should have gotten out and taken some better video of it, but honestly I was just full of concern. I guess I must have turned the camera off. I don't know how I lost that footage. But I lost the footage of several attempts to cross it, and I had misread it, and the van was leaning. There's a sheer drop off right there, and the tires were slipping, and I tried to back up, and the back of the van was against a ridge, and I couldn't go forward because the tires were slipping, and it was a mess. I had to turn off the van and just go and walk around and read it, let my heart rate settle, and finally I realized that I could go and put my passenger side tires right on this kind of mound that's right on the edge of the drop off. But if I did that, it looked like it would be balanced out. I wouldn't scrape the fuel tank on the bottom of the van. I wouldn't be leaning too far, and I thought I could make it, and it turned out that it worked. But it was kind of scary. It was alarming, but I made it. Spot back there got my heart beating. There was like a really sheer drop, and yeah, it was tricky. Just had to read. It took me a couple of tries to read it correctly. It's a pretty epic road though. I think I'm a lot more top heavy than a lot of the vehicles that go down these roads, so I have to be real careful. Okay, I just wanted to capture my thoughts before, like, while it's still fresh. But I just turned off the car like maybe 5 minutes ago, and yeah, a few things. Like, that was without a doubt the most epic and challenging, like heart pounding road that I've taken in the van. And I think that, like, if you had a truck like these guys' truck, a vehicle with a lighter vehicle that's not as top heavy, maybe some bigger wheels, like a shorter wheelbase, all these things, then maybe it wouldn't be as intense. But for this vehicle, it's like 9,000 pounds, 23 feet long, 9.5 feet tall. The longer wheelbase, I don't, it's just, and it's my home. It has everything, my entire home in it. It's not just like, stuff to spend a couple of nights. But it was really intense. There was one spot where, like, my heart really got racing, and I was just like, I turned off the van for a minute to let my heart rate go down and just get calm before I made any decisions or figured out where to move, because there was a point where, like, the van was really tilted. There was a big sheer, like a big drop off, and the van was really tilted to like, it's the most tilted I've ever felt the van. I didn't want to figure out, like, where the threshold was. And there was a big ridge that I was concerned might, hit my gas tank in the middle if I didn't do it right. There was just a lot of, and the wheels were slipping. So it was a moment, but I got through it. But I was thinking, and I don't know why I was thinking this, but I was thinking that I was taking, like, the rugged route down here, and that there was, like, an easy route along the coast to get out. But it turns out, like, I'm just gonna have to double back, and it's way more like remote. Like, I thought there was going to be more people here and a little more developed. There's not, which I like that it's less developed and that there's less people, but it's just not what I was expecting. So yeah, and I mean, thank God the weather's good. You wouldn't, like, definitely not come on the heels of any bad weather, or with any bad weather coming. And I did check that, so I'm glad about that. But yeah, it's a little different than I expected, but it's incredible. This is incredible. Like, very few people, I think, ever get to see this. It's such a a commitment to be able to get in here and be here. So that's often where the best stuff seems to occur. But here I am. I got a couple days. Let's go explore. This is such a pretty walk. I'm headed to the Enchanted Forest of the candelabra redwoods. Alright, well I went right to exactly where it's pinned on the Google Maps, and I didn't see it. I saw some other hikers and they pointed me in another direction, but there's no signs or anything, so I'm going back to the van. I'm gonna get on Wi-Fi and download the maps on all trails and do it the right way. All right, so it's Monday, October 3rd. I'm in Usal Beach. It's my last morning here. It's 6:46 a.m. I'm just making a little decaf coffee, and I will be, I'll have a little brief morning here, and then I will be rolling out on this crazy road out of here. So it'll be an adventure. Okay, so what do I have to say about my time here in Usal Beach? Let's see. So I spent 2 nights here. I love how wild it is. Like there's nobody around. Like I got here Saturday, and there were other people around, like maybe 7 other vehicles. But now I think there's only 2 other vehicles, and they're way back, far away. So I have this whole beach to myself. So I really like that part. Yeah, it's awesome. I would stay here. I would stay here longer, but there's rain coming, and the road in is treacherous. I want no part of that road when there's rain. Well, I have to move the camera because I gotta get to the trash can. Okay. So yeah, I've had a few days to think about that road in, and I think it was really fine. It was that one section that it really got my heart going, and I just realized, like, I don't need that kind of excitement. That's not what I'm looking for. I got plenty of excitement without that kind of excitement. And then I think there was, just the adrenaline of not knowing. Like, that happened maybe a third of the way into the hour-long road, and so I just, from there on out, I was just like, am I going to run into more of these? And it turns out I didn't. It was kind of funny when I got all the way here, and then there were just these epic mud puddles, and I hadn't read anything about them. I hadn't talked to anybody, or I didn't know anything about them, and I'm just looking at these huge mud puddles, and I'm just like, I think that these are okay to drive through, and it turns out they were. But I think a lot of it was just the unknown, certainly pushing the edge of my comfort zone. But once I was here, it's been great, and this is the kind of place I'd like to stay a lot longer once I'm here. But there's rain coming in this afternoon, I think like 3 o'clock, So I'm going to roll out of here at like, well, it's 6:52 now, so I'll probably roll out maybe in like an hour and a half. And then I'll just be going down Highway 101. Windshield wipers knocked it off. Got off the dirt road from Usal Beach, and I have to say I'm relieved. You know, it's always good to like test your limits, find your edges, and I think I found mine. Like I liked it, but I didn't love it. I don't love that feeling. So there's plenty out there for me without just like feeling like my world is at risk. Yeah, there's a lot of great places, and I love that. And I would maybe do it again. To the circumstances in which I would do it again, or like I knew it was going to be really, I would go for a long period of time, like a week maybe. A week would probably be a good length of time. And I would like to do it like for a week. I'd like to do it with a buddy or buddies. And obviously like really good weather forecast into the future, well into the future. Yeah, in those circumstances I would do it again. I mean, I think I've gotten a lot better at that kind of four-wheel driving. You know, one thing is like that really sketchy spot. It is a sketchy spot. It's on a cliff and it's on a switchback turn, and there's mud. There's like a really like sloped thing where, you know, I could scrape the bottom of the van, and there's multiple factors. But like for something like that, it comes upon you really quickly, so you don't have a lot of time to prepare. But reading it is really important. The first time that I attempted to go up it, I misread it, and the van was really tilted. And then once I had read it correctly, it was okay. But at that point, I didn't have any speed, and it was like steep incline. Obviously, got a very heavy vehicle, so all of those things, I think experience would really help. If I were to do it again, I would definitely partially air down my tires for better traction. These tires also are at the end of their lifespan. I'll be getting new tires pretty soon. And these are okay, but they are at the end of their soon to be at the end of their lifespan. So new tires would really help. All of those things. It was pretty muddy, and there was a lot of gravel and mud. But I feel like I've got just a lot of it was inexperience with that kind of driving. But I'm very thankful that there wasn't anybody going the opposite way. That would be a drag. I would have the right of way because I'm the larger vehicle. But I wouldn't like it. That wouldn't be fun. Also, there was some, when I'm going uphill, I have to keep my speed. My speed, granted, is not very high. It's 10 or 12 miles an hour. But there were some areas where I was having to keep my speed, and there was some turns where somebody was coming the other way, going even 12 miles an hour. There's very little time to brake. And there were some times where that was going on, and it was very foggy. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not really the kind of excitement that I need in my life. But it was a good experience. I loved being there. So yeah, wrapping up my Usal Beach experience. Okay, that was Usal Beach, the wildest, most remote place I've ever explored on the California coast. Thanks for joining me on this Lost Coast adventure. If you want to see more, check out lang.com. See you on the next one.